Welcome back to the 1Cademy video tutorial series. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the different types of nodes, as well as the functionality of the Node Toolbar. Nodes compose the main content of 1Cademy. For every node, there are three major components: the node title, the node body, and the node toolbar. The node title describes the overarching content of the node. The node body is a short and succinct summary of the node's concept. The node toolbar summarizes the connections, modifications, and usefulness of the node. Let's take a look at each of the buttons on the toolbar from left to right. The first symbol describes the type of node. Nodes belong to one of 6 types: concept, relation, question, code, reference, and idea. We'll go into more details about these now. Concept nodes describe specific, unique, and granular pieces of information. This concept is described by the node's title. The content of the node succinctly explains the concept in text, image, or video. It can also be an example or use case of the concept, where the node is a more specific concept or topic that falls underneath the parent node. Relation nodes describe the relationship between two different concept nodes. The node body will succinctly explain that relation in text, image, or video. Relation nodes acts as a way to connect two concept nodes without having a new concept between them. Reference nodes contain references to external sources that the parent node uses, such as paraphrasing and redistribution of a concept. Each node contains a single reference. If the reference is a website URL, then users can open that link directly from 1Cademy into a new tab. Idea nodes contain novel thoughts or ideas that are not connected to any external sources. These can be used to pitch ideas to your fellow 1Cademy users. Code nodes can be used to write code in different languages, including JavaScript, Python, R, and HTML. Question nodes contain multiple choice questions with a number of correct and incorrect answers. Feedback for each of the answers can be seen by clicking on that answer, which describes the explanation behind why that answer is correct or incorrect. For researchers, the most important nodes will be the concept, relation, and reference nodes. The second button is the Adjust Node Height button. Use this for when nodes do not space vertically properly and begin to overlap. The third button is the Accepted Proposals button. This button displays the last time that a proposal was accepted for that node. Clicking on it will open up the sidebar, showing the complete history of accepted proposals for that node. The fourth button is the Pending Proposals button. This button displays the total number of proposals on that node, both pending and accepted. Clicking on the button will open up the proposal sidebar. At the top of the sidebar are several buttons to create new proposals for this node. Below that is a list of currently pending proposals. Here you can mark the proposal as helpful or unhelpful, as well as give awards for that proposal. The fifth button is the Tags button. This button displays the total number of tags associated with this node. Clicking on the button expands the node to show the tags in more detail, as well as open up the Filter and Sort Nodes toolbar. Clicking on a tag will also show you the parent tag node. At the top of the sidebar are the total number of nodes in 1Cademy, as well as the total number of nodes that have been either added or modified since the previous day. Below that are a list of options to filter and sort nodes. You can check and uncheck the boxes to sort the list by the last time the node was updated, the number of proposals, helpful votes, unhelpful votes, and the ratio between helpful and unhelpful votes. Each of these can be chosen to be sorted in ascending or descending order. The final checkbox will filter nodes for the given tags. By default, this will be the tags associated with the node that you are currently examining. You can add more tags by clicking on the text box, which will bring up a drop-down menu. Here, you can add as many tags as you like that currently exist on 1Cademy. The filtered nodes will contain at least one of the selected tags. Finally, you can filter the nodes by node type by checking and unchecking the boxes below. Below all of that, you will see the total number of filtered nodes, as well as the node content below. If there are a high number of nodes, you may need to click on the Older Nodes button to see more. The sixth button is the References button. This button will display the total number of reference nodes that this node references. Clicking on the button expands the node to show the reference nodes in more detail. You can click on the reference node title to open up the corresponding reference node. Reference nodes do not have a reference node button. Rather, they will have a button that will show the number of nodes that cite this reference node. The seventh and eighth buttons are the Unhelpful and Helpful buttons. These buttons are the primary way that content is curated on 1Cademy. A high number of unhelpful votes means that many users think that the node is unhelpful and should be deleted. A high number of helpful votes means that many users think that the node is in a complete and helpful state, and that no more proposals should be added to it. We'll go into more detail in the next video. The ninth button is the Bookmark button. This button displays the total number of users that have bookmarked this node. Bookmark nodes will appear in the user's bookmark sidebar, which is opened by pressing the button on the right-hand side of the screen. This sidebar will show all of your bookmark nodes, as well as any recent changes to the nodes. The 10th button is the Studied button. This button displays the total number of users that have studied this node. Clicking on this button will indicate that the user has mastered this node's concept, and will change the color of the node's border from red to yellow. If a node that has been studied ever changes, then it will return to being marked unstudied, and the border color will change back to red. This is a helpful feature for users to keep track of their progress through the map and any changes to it. The 11th button is the Links button. This button displays the total number of parent nodes on the left and the total number of child nodes on the right. Clicking on this button will expand the node to show the titles and types of the parent and child nodes. Clicking on a node title will open up that node. If a node is already open, it will be colored green. Clicking on an opened node will focus the map on that node. That's everything that you need to know about nodes and their functionality. In the next video, we'll go over how to propose changes and how to vote on them.